naming of his top cabinet picks. Fox's Brian Yennis has details from West Palm Beach, Florida.
President-elect Trump tapping billionaire hedge fund manager Scott Bessent as his pick for Treasury Secretary. As the administration's top economic official, Bessent would be tasked with implementing Trump's tax cuts and raising tariffs on foreign goods, a strategy he defends. The pick comes despite Elon Musk publicly criticizing Bessent as a business-as-usual choice. Trump's now completed picking his cabinet secretaries, tapping America First Policy Institute founder Brooke Rollins as his agriculture secretary, pro-union Republican Congresswoman Lori Chavez DeRemer as his labor secretary, and Project 2025 co-author Russell Vought to lead the Office of Management and Budget.
The president-elect chose former Florida Republican Attorney General Pam Bondi for the position of Attorney General after former Congressman Matt Gaetz withdrew his name from contention. The oldest member of the House of Representatives about to celebrate her birthday. Fox's Ryan Schmelz has the details from Washington.
Congresswoman Grace Napolitano is getting ready to turn 88 years old. The oldest member of the House represents California's 31st congressional district and has also represented the 32nd, 34th, and 38th District. The Congresswoman was first elected in 1998 after several years in the California State Assembly. She will retire at the end of the year, with Gil Cisneros taking over after winning the election to replace her. The oldest member of Congress currently is Senator Chuck Grassley of Iowa, who's 91 years old. In Washington, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
Napolitano's birthday is on December 4th. America's listening to Fox News.
The world of business moves fast. Stay on top of it with the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday. Fox Business reporters, anchors, and hosts will bring you beneath the stock market speculation and boardroom drama to tell you about the biggest business stories of today. Whether you're on Main Street or Wall Street, Fox Business is invested in you.
Listen to the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts. Will Cain had you covered this election.
Brett Baer joins us now. Former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy joining us on The Will Cain Show. Tommy Lahren joins us now.
It's the new must-listen podcast in America.
I think sanity, I'm hoping, is going to win today.
What they did was the biggest miscarriage of democracy, I think, in my lifetime.
I see a victory for Donald Trump. I see a victory for America.
The Will Cain Show. Listen and watch now at willcainshow.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
2 men shot. It's 43 and partly sunny. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 11:03. Officers found 2 men who were shot early Sunday around 2:30, which was on East New York Street. One man has died and another man is in critical condition. Police say those men argued inside a bar and it got worse in the parking lot outside of it, which that's when someone opened fire. This year's event turned the garden into a winter wonderland with 2 million lights surrounding it. It's called the Winter Lights event in Newfields.
What we do is we really make the garden come alive with not only the joy and the festivity and the light of the holidays, but really honoring the legacy of the garden and the museum and the art.
Manager of festivals at Festival, Erin Kilhefner, she tells Wish TV that Newfields made a custom soundtrack that syncs perfectly with every light on the Lily House lawn. IU Hoosiers are now 10-1 after losing to the Ohio State Buckeyes 38-15. It was Hoosiers' first loss of the season.
We couldn't protect the quarterback. We had communication errors in pass pro. Every time we dropped back to pass, something bad happened. And it seemed like we were in that end zone to our left for 5 years. It was like a nightmare.
Head coach Curt Cignetti talking to IU Radio Network. He says he's proud that the Hoosiers did their best. IU plays Purdue Sunday, November 30th. You're paying an average of $2.91 a gallon of gas today, says AAA. That's down 11 cents from last week and 9 cents from last month. WIBC News Time at 11:04, and here's the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Another dreary day expected for the day today, but it is going to be mild. We'll see those temperatures climb to near 55. Cloudy skies tonight, a few showers after midnight, lows near 47. I'm Wish TV storm tracking meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
On the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Healthcare.gov has plans for health because you have plans for life. All plans cover doctor visits and emergency care to keep you and your family running strong. All plans cover hospital stays and prescriptions, so you can have peace of mind. Visit healthcare.gov to explore health plans from the brands you know. 4 out of 5 customers can find a health plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Enroll at healthcare.gov by December 15th for coverage starting January 1st. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hi, this is Denny Smith for LD Smith Plumbing, and many times the holidays are when sewer stoppages must be dealt with, and the best of the best for that job is LD Smith Plumbing. They have the perfect equipment and the right people to clean your drains, or help you replace them if they're uncleanable because they're broken down. Best of all, they'll fix your sewer drains with modern piping that will last for decades to come. They clean up the dirty and stinky jobs with plumbing solutions that work. Find them online at ldsmithplumbing.com. That's ldsmithplumbing.com.
Well, it's time, everybody. Everybody, look alive.
Tick-tock.
It's our turn.
It's go time.
It's go time. I am so thirsty this morning. Look at my drink. I have the 15-gallon drink today. It's cold and flu season. Make sure you're getting plenty of liquids.
Echinacea, vitamin C.
Oh, yeah.
All the good stuff.
All the stuff Bo Rayleigh recommends.
I've been drinking extra tea.
At a girl.
Hopefully you can
That's
too.
the best for you.
Have you guys heard about the new mushroom teas? It's supposed to help with bladders and kidneys and stuff.
Yes,
I'm doing some research on this.
Please do, because we get more. I get more. I'll only speak for myself. People always trying to say, "Hey, what about this guest? What about this guest?" And I get at least 2 times a week something about mushrooms. There's mushroom retreats. The mushroom must be the.
Well, no, there's the psychedelic stuff, but there's also the homeopathic stuff that is really pretty exciting,
Well, please, will you study up on it?
I'm
Give
doing
us a
that.
guess.
I've read the white papers. 2 doctors that I really respect, Dave Janda and Dr. Wallach, who is a veterinarian, both swear by the stuff. So I got to learn more about it.
Terry, no more mushroom hunting. This is what we're going to be doing.
Yeah.
This is the mission.
Let's try it. Let's
Okay.
get Denny's going to bring us all the scoop in the next few weeks.
Yeah, now you guys will be the guinea pigs. I've always wanted to see what Terri Stacy really looked like, a real high instead of just a radio high, Wow.
True sunshine, let me tell you.
Okay, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining us. This is the first day, the WIBC Sunday Magazine show, and it is November 24th. It is Thanksgiving week. Everybody starting this past Friday. I don't even know if anybody really went to work on Friday because they started the holiday so early, but it is going to be a very busy travel week ahead. And looks like there might be some weather moving in. Did you notice that, Denny?
You're not allowed to swear on television or on radio.
No, but there on Wednesday there's a storm.
Oh, I had heard
expected.
that we were supposed to have rain or snow or something.
Right,
on
could be.
Thursday,
It's
Kai,
always
but-
that 50-50 thing.
Yeah, but now
It's
they
the
say
line.
no.
Oh, really? Did you hear no is the latest?
I heard no
This
was
will
the
change
latest.
1,000 times. You all know that.
That's for sure.
But it does look like there is, if you are traveling, it looks like there is some weather moving in to the east.
Wow.
and then to the west. So, but anyway, just keep watching it. You'll know what to do when it's time. And again, it'll change 1,000 times before it actually happens. Denny, here's your question for the day.
All right.
And Kielynn, too, except I think Kielynn knows this.
Oh.
Yeah, I think
I
you
know
this.
something Denny Smith doesn't.
Yeah, I think so.
There we go.
Yeah. The day
I'll take
after
the win.
Thanksgiving, which is
Black
Friday.
Right.
But it is the busiest day for this profession.
Oh, plumbing.
Oh, you're right. It is
Absolutely.
plumbing.
Well, in-home services, but plumbing for sure.
Because
Because they overload the systems with fatty foods, and the fats cling to the inside of the pipes, like arterial sclerosis. Well, that happens in your pipes, but it's such an overwhelming amount of gravies and mashed potatoes and stuff. It stops it up.
Good morning, friends. Hopefully you're not eating your
that's what
breakfast.
it does.
Yeah.
It clogs it like it clogs your arteries.
Yeah, it does. I think I remember the day after Christmas, I was working as a journeyman plumber running service, and I had to clean out the grease interceptor at a very famous corned beef restaurant on the near south side of Indianapolis.
Oh, you mean right downtownish?
Yeah, like right downtownish, and I got that grease and stuff all over my. And he had made it all the way through the season, and I got that grease all over my hands. And I couldn't eat corned beef for like 3 years after that because I smelled so bad.
But it's
good.
It's the day after
it's
Thanksgiving.
good.
That's a plumber's holiday for sure.
All right. So, any recommendations to not have to have a problem? Because there's nothing worse than having if you've got family over for Thanksgiving. Likely they're there for the weekend.
Do not use hot water. Use cold water. Turn the water on. Feed it down the garbage disposal while the garbage disposal is running, and let it run at least 60 seconds after you turn the garbage disposal off.
60 seconds.
A whole minute, because you want to wash it down to the bigger size pipes, and you only have 1.5 or 2 inch at your kitchen, and so wash it on down there.
Why cold water instead of hot?
Because hot.
I always think that melts it.
It melts it, but then when it gets down, what does it do? It coagulates, and it coagulates wherever there's any sort of obstruction. So keep it cold. It'll still get down there, but don't make it hot.
Okay.
Yeah, Kielynn, you don't believe me, but really use cold water.
You can't. You can trust him.
I never used the garbage disposal growing up. My family never touched it. I was deathly afraid of it until college when that was my first time ever using the garbage disposal. So still to this day, I avoid it. Like the plague.
It's really one of the greatest inventions because we all used to have garbage cans. And the worst thing I ever had to do at scout camp as a kid was clean out the garbage cans because we would throw raw garbage into the cans. The garbage truck was garbage.
It really was garbage.
It stinked to high heaven. I mean, it was a maggot hotel, and I just hated that. I hated cleaning garbage cans.
Well, but we never had. I didn't grow up with garbage cans, or garbage disposal, or a dishwasher.
Did you guys compost?
Or nope, we just put it in the garbage.
We just put it in the garbage.
Yeah. And air conditioning, nope.
No. No color TV.
Look, we had a horse and carriage. So no, I grew up just with nothing.
That's cool.
No, I really did. We had a car and stuff, but that was the '60s, and we didn't have that stuff.
A little later, you sent me an article about gratitude and Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
we're going to talk about that.
I'm glad you are. Good.
It's about wants and needs. There's a big difference.
Yeah, I know there is.
Yeah.
Kielynn had a birthday this week. Oh,
yeah.
Happy birthday.
Can officially rent cars without the extra fee. And I did. That was my birthday present to myself.
Really?
I went and rented a car.
Wow.
What kind of car did you rent?
It was like one of the cheapest ones.
Did they
it was
card
like whatever
you?
the cheapest option.
It was like going
$33.
into the liquor store when you're 21.
They
did they card
yep,
you?
Yep. Yeah. Here's your license. Here's whatever. It's not as fun as getting a lottery ticket on your 21st birthday.
That's
21st, 18th.
18th
birthday.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Gosh,
and then
that's
21st. Whatever. Regardless, I feel old. I might have my quarter life crisis upcoming.
Did you take the insurance when they offered you insurance on the car? Did you take it?
I did.
Do you have
just in
insurance
case.
on your automobile?
Yeah.
You don't have to take it.
I know, Kielynn.
It's
I had
a
to learn that
hose
too.
job.
I had to learn that too.
Me?
Yeah.
I just wasted $15.
I know, because you don't need it
It's
if you've got
sucker
it
bait.
with your insurance. It
Oh,
really
I
is.
hate that.
They scare you to
Thank
death.
you, Denny,
like
for
They do
the
scare you
heads
to
up
death.
next time. Man.
time.
Well, because if anything happens, just in case, you never know.
Yeah, don't take
Are
the
you
insurance.
kidding me?
Cold water in the garbage disposal. You've got 2 out of 3 already this morning.
At a girl.
I've learned something new. Hey, can I teach you something instead?
Please.
What's a turkey's favorite dessert?
Oh my gosh, she's been doing these jokes all week
Some
long.
sort of gobbler.
She has to because you know why? God love her. She's working at the zoo. She's the ice queen. She's
Oh, no,
doing
don't call her
zoo-
the ice queen.
No, that's what you
got bad-
Is it an ice queen?
This year.
Oh, she's
this
something
year
different.
I'm a baking elf.
She
I'm one of
is.
Mrs. Claus's favorites.
Holly.
Thank you.
She's little Holly.
Holly for the Holly and Sprinkles Storytime show
She's
for the kids.
so precious.
It's
Do you have
so
the curly?
fun.
Do you have the curly slippers that curl backwards?
We don't. You know, that's a good point.
Maybe you're not really an elf.
I think it just depends what kind of elf, because not all elves make toys.
Are you a good elf or a bad elf?
I am. I bake the best cookies for Santa, so of course I'm
cute.
the best elf.
It's really cute. And she's perfect for this part again this year.
Yeah.
Second time working out at the zoo, right? This is year number 2 for you for Christmas at the
Christmas.
zoo,
Mhm.
which just kicked off yesterday. And so it's just an experience. It's their 50-something year, and they've been doing it forever.
Think of all the fun places you can go for lights. You can go to
Oh,
Newfields.
I know it.
Newfields has
So
got
many great
the
places.
Fantastic.
Indianapolis Symphony using the scores for all the dancing lights now in front of the Lily
It's
House.
so cool.
It's
And
pretty
so
cool.
many of them out at the fairgrounds. So many that are open right this minute if you're in that spirit. As we get ready to celebrate gratitude and Thanksgiving this Thursday. And thank you for being here. Coming up, speaking of Thanksgiving, representing Indiana at the Macy's Day Parade on Thanksgiving Day, the Avon Marching Band. And we'll hear from the music director, Matthew Harloff, when we return. 93 WIBC. Avon. What makes you guys and gals the very best?
There's a lot to that. It's everything. It's all the things. It's an incredible community. It's an incredible school. Our school is so supportive. Our administrators, our school board, our superintendents, of all of the schools, by the way, not just the high school, but our middle schools, our elementary schools, and intermediate schools. I mean, I'm going to forget something because it's just everybody. Our school faculty here. We have some of the best designers in the country, and I'm biased, so I think they are the best. We have incredible designers led by Daniel Wiles, and we have an incredible instructional staff and parents, boosters, volunteers, and of course, you know, again, I'm biased, but got the best rock star students in the country. So you put all that together, and you have a lot of respect for the bands that we compete against that help push us. That's what equals, you know, a great season, no matter what the results are. But it helps push us. It helps us make us great. We couldn't be more happy to be on this Team Avon because that's what it is to us. The Team Avon is everybody. It's not just the band directors or staff. It's our community. It's our teachers. It's our designers. It's everything. And can't do it without them. And we appreciate them so much. And, yeah, we're just truly thankful for it all.
Wins also meet great leadership. And you've been a leader of Avon Marching Band for a lot of years. And when I look at all that you have done in your life when it comes to music, including brass instructor for the 10-time DCI World Champion Cadets Drum and Bugle Corps, and also a performing member of the DCI World Champion Star of Indiana Drum and Bugle Corps, and you also were a drum major for a year, and I have to say, a drum major is pretty cool. Was that a pretty cool year for you, being a drum major?
That was a long time ago. What I remember about that is that it taught how to perform under pressure and how pressure is something that is a positive. So many people think pressure is a negative thing, but if you have pressure, that probably means you're doing something good. And if you're able to prepare as much as you do, then pressure ends up becoming a positive. Stress, you want to stay away from stress.
Sure.
But pressure is always a good thing. Now, honestly, I've just been lucky. It starts with my parents. My dad was my band director and introduced us to the drum corps activity. We're huge fans growing up with drum corps. Was lucky enough to be a part of a member of the Star of Indiana from Bloomington, by the way. And then I've worked around, been invited to help be on staff on some drum corps, cadets you mentioned. I'm currently have been around Carolina Crown for 20 plus years now. Wow. So, you know, I've been blessed to be a part of all of that. And a lot of our staff is the same thing, you know, a part of drum corps or on staff or marched and or performed with them and all that. So I'm lucky to be around some of the best people in the pageantry arts. So yeah, that certainly helped shape me, who I am, and all the credit goes to them.
Wow.
And have learned from them, and certainly my parents. They certainly helped me.
I'll tell you, I can't imagine the impact that you make on these kids, and forever and never, never. And so you're appreciated, and we're excited that you're all going to the Macy's Day Parade. Have you ever done this one? Have you ever marched in the Macy's Day Parade?
I have, actually. It was the first time I was ever in New York City. So it's going to be fun living that experience again through the eyes of most of Team Avon here that's going to go. But I did. It was a long time ago, the early 1990s. I was in an all-star drum corps group, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
And that was the first time I'd ever been in New York City. I'm so excited to relive those memories through the eyes of a lot of our kids who it'll be the first time they've been to one of the greatest cities in the world.
You know, how many band members are going? I'd say band members, and then I know that there's also chaperones and families, and everybody will be headed out. But band members alone, how many are there?
Yeah, there's a little over 280.
That's a lot.
You'll see. Yeah, when everybody watches on TV, yeah, most of the marching band members, the people that were in the marching band this year, most of them are getting on buses at 9 a.m. on Monday and heading to New York City.
It's so cool.
Yeah, when people see us on TV, it's pretty much, you know, the marching band that competed this fall.
They announced it last April that you were, last year in April, that you had been selected. I always think if you're a senior, that's got to be tough to hear because it's the next next year when you've already maybe going in as a freshman in college. But anyway, the band was gifted with a commemorative drum head, and then you got a $10,000 check courtesy of Macy's to kind of get a head start on the fundraising. What people don't know is you got to raise a lot of money to get there for 280 band members. And so fundraising, was it go time then once you got the news?
It's always go time for us. That never stops. We have a booster, an Avon band booster team that has done incredible work fundraising for our band. It's a nonstop job. It's a second job for our chairs that do it. The Websters are in charge, and they have done an incredible job fundraising for the band program. And they do that whether we're going to Macy's or not. So we are very proud to say that we offer so many activities for our students. Marching band, of course. There's a lot of concert groups that we have, chamber groups. We're involved in WGI, and there's constant traveling that happens. Our jazz band, So there's a lot of things that happen in the course of a year that requires a lot of money. But then there's also, the sacrifices of our parents make, where they have dues. Where in this trip it was going to cost this much. So there's a lot of fundraising that I would imagine a lot of the parents probably fundraised everything for this trip.
Yeah.
So I bet there's that. But yes, we do a ton of fundraising, and it's all to the. There is a fundraising for the band program, but there's also fundraising for the families. So we do a ton of that. Where if you're a family member and you want to fundraise this entire trip, there were a number of people that did that.
Pretty awesome.
It's really cool that we offer all that. And like I said, our team of parent volunteers and our booster team, they are a 10. They are incredible.
That's great.
Providing opportunities for all that, supporting the band. Yeah.
This is Matthew Harloff, Director of Bands at Avon High School. And I'm so sorry I have so many questions. I got a couple more. Can you stick around with me for a minute?
Yep, let's do it.
Okay. All right. So how far is the route you'll be marching?
Oh man, it's not too bad. 2 miles, 2.5, I think.
Okay, well that's okay.
The Rose Bowl parade is long. That one is long. That's 5 miles. We've done that one too. So that's started at Central Park, and we head south till we get to Herald Square. And what everybody sees on TV, that's the end of the parade. So yeah, it's really not very long at all.
What's the music you're going to be playing?
Well, for the parade, which most may not really see that, and it's on TV, we're going to play a lot of holiday stuff.
Okay,
so
good.
Some sleigh ride, we'll get that, and I'll just give you some hints. I won't tell all the secrets.
Okay.
And then when you see us on TV, there's a special little show that we do that it's funny. You're going to see some Christmas scenes, and it's just entertaining. I think everybody will enjoy seeing what we do. So. Yeah. We've had a blast putting it together. It's good fun.
So fun. Okay, you're going to be performing Thanksgiving morning. And then will you have a Thanksgiving feast together? Let me ask you this. What will you be doing on Thanksgiving for your Thanksgiving feast or celebration?
Yeah, I'll be with the band. I'll be with all of the kids and staff members and parents. I'll be with them. We have, I think, don't quote me on. This could be wrong. I don't have the itinerary memorized. Not going to lie. It's just all about prepping. It's like, all right, we got to make sure don't forget anything. We got to teach the kids the music, all that stuff. So, I believe we're going on a dinner cruise that night.
Oh man,
I think we're doing that. That's a cool thing. I've done that a couple of times. You get on a boat in the southern part of Manhattan, and basically, you drive to the Statue of Liberty and come back.
Oh,
so
my gosh.
I think that's the game plan for that night.
That is so cool. It is certainly a Thanksgiving to remember for all of you, and Avon High School's marching black and gold. Congratulations again. Have a safe trip. Happy Thanksgiving. We're going to be watching NBC. It starts 8:30 a.m. Thanksgiving morning, and we are so proud of you all representing our state, and thank you. Thanks for giving us your time so much. Thank you.
I appreciate it, and like getting so that's our biggest thing, and you just kind of said it. We're hoping that everybody here at Avon and Indiana and all that are proud, and we're certainly honored to be there and so excited about it. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Matthew Harloff, Director of Bands at Avon High School. Thank you so much. It's 11:31. This is the first day, 93 WIBC.
Mortgage rates are down and creating more
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Bruce Hopman. Woo! Gobble, gobble, gobble. I'm glad you're here on this Thanksgiving holiday, the season of gratitude, and I understand that you're back from your self-imposed 90-day post-Middle Child's Day mental health break.
Yeah, didn't really help much. Got to be honest. Things don't feel that different. Thought maybe take some time off, and but no, I just wallowed in the misery, in the middle child misery.
Oh no, not any better at all.
No, and then you know what happens. Then before you know it, it's the holiday season. It's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And middle child syndrome tends to really get elevated during those times of year, which is why every year around this time I put out a middle child syndrome advisory alert to all those who aren't middle children. Beware. We're a little on edge. Things are a little, we're getting, it's a tense time. It's a lot of times for Thanksgiving, you go back home. Yeah. And it's kind of like, it's like returning to the scene of the crime. It all,
sure.
It all comes
all
back.
The memories.
They sit around the family. Oh, let's pull out the photo album, and then there's all the pictures of your siblings, and then you go up to look at your old room, and it's like been turned into a gym or a storage closet, and it's not a good thing. And then I realized this year there's something that happens every Thanksgiving that could be a real trigger for middle children. That's why I posted at the blog, smackdabblog.com. Everybody should beware. The breaking of the wishbone?
Yes, of course. A tradition, a long-time tradition.
Yeah. I am warning middle children, do not get sucked into it. Don't do it, because we know how this is going to go, right? You're going to lose. It's going to get ugly. Do we really need to be reminded that we can't get a break? I mean, we feel that way already.
Kielynn, is this relatable to you at all? I mean, seriously, the wishbone.
I love being part of the breaking the wishbone, because then I'm actually a part of something, at least, whether I lose or not.
Yeah, but when you lose, doesn't it just like, here we go again? By the way, I couldn't get that. That couldn't be the one break I get, the turkey bone. They get all the other breaks. I can't get the turkey bone even. For me, why bother taking the chance? But I will say, at the blog, I did post a link if you are interested in doing it. There's everything you want to know about breaking the wishbone is there. It's from a Reader's Digest article. They have a hack in there. Apparently, there's a way to do the to break the wishbone.
Really?
You can kind of assure that you're gonna win.
We can rig it to win.
Yeah. Guess what?
Give us the place.
Oldest child and youngest child also can read, and we will check that out as well. So you can't get a jump on us that quick, pal.
I thought it was just the three of us.
This is Bruce Hopman.
This is going on air.
Bruce is the founder of the International Middle Child Union. It's a real thing, and you can read his blog at smackdabblog.com. He has a beautiful right now post, a troublesome Thanksgiving tradition is what that blog is titled. And I think it's interesting you talk a little bit about the ridiculous claim that Thanksgiving is the middle child of holidays.
I was just going to mention that. There's another tradition. It seems every year people start with TikToks and memes that Thanksgiving is the middle child of holidays, because they believe Halloween gets all this attention, and then there's Christmas, and Thanksgiving kind of gets lost in the middle. And I'm thinking, are you kidding me? If I ever got paid that much attention as Thanksgiving gets paid, that's like a middle child's dream come true. How dare they call Thanksgiving a middle child? That's what we wish for, that kind of attention. There's a special meal, special recipes. It's marked on their calendar. There's parades, for God's sakes. We can't get a parade. I've been trying for years to get a middle child's day parade.
It really has, Kielynn.
That's the ultimate insult, calling some other holiday the middle child of holidays.
I shouldn't have brought it up.
We have our own
Here
holiday.
we go.
It's Middle Child's Day, right?
Right.
It's all too much. The middle child syndrome meter, by the way, it's in the red right now. I don't know if you can feel it.
I can feel it.
It's not good.
I can feel it, Bruce.
Just breathe, Bruce. Breathe.
Please.
Okay.
And because you mentioned recipes, I'd like to also point out that you've got some dandy Thanksgiving recipes.
Terry.
It is from the Middle Child Cookbook.
Yeah, well, so how many times I go home, I'm like, did you make my favorite mashed potatoes? Oh, no, we made your brother's favorite mashed potato. Like, please, can we? So I put together a middle child cookbook, which is so like one recipe.
Are you lying? Is it real?
It's at the blog. It's linked in this most recent post. There's a link to the middle child Thanksgiving cookbook. It has recipes in there like the classic middle child turkey, and you basically you season and baste the turkey to your liking. You place it in a preheated oven at 350 degrees.
Yeah.
Then you totally forget it's there. There you go.
There's your middle child turkey.
There's one, a nice soup I have here for middle childs for Thanksgiving, the roasted bitternut. It's like the butternut squash soup,
right?
But just with a little bit of sour grapes,
Because of the middle child,
yeah,
right?
I'd be bitter too.
So there's all there. I go from soup to nuts. I got the whole meal. I got the appetizer, the dessert. I got the smack dab pumpkin pie. This one is, I call this the icing on the cake. It's a delicious pumpkin pudding layer on the bottom, a mouth-watering whipped cream layer on the top.
Okay.
And nobody cares what's in the middle. Who cares? It's the middle. This is the perfect Thanksgiving middle child meal. By the way, paired with, and this is real, there's a wine company called Middle Sister Wines, and there's a variety of wines. So you might want to pair whatever middle child Thanksgiving meal you're having with a
Personally,
with a wine from.
I'd be leaning towards this Drama Queen or the Sweet and Sassy wines.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of fun.
It's all legit. It's all there. All at the blog, smackdabblog.com.
It's too bad you didn't think about going the wine direction. That sounds like that's going to be a success. The middle child wine.
Maybe your parents would be proud of us.
Oh,
then.
get it? Middle child wine. I just got it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I just got it. It's the middle child wine. That would have been so smart of you to do.
Instead, I did the union, which is making like absolutely no money. Okay.
Now, surely there is something you must be grateful for this Thanksgiving season.
What I am grateful for? I am grateful that for the past 13 years, we've had the opportunity to speak and share our stories together, and I am grateful that I have this, that I get to speak to you at least once a year.
Listen, we wouldn't miss it for the world. Now, maybe, granted, there have been times I've forgotten about Middle Child Day, which is bad, but I'm getting better at it all the time. I can't imagine my life without you, my favorite middle child. Kielynn, middle child.
Terri.
Is there? Oh, I'm sorry. And Kielynn, too, is my favorite.
Sitting right here.
What is it? Do you have anything else you'd like to talk to Bruce about, since you two are like one and the same?
Did you download the app? The new app, the Middle Child app that we have?
You don't have one, do you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's called Attention, Please. Go to the blog. You can download it. What it does, and this will be good, particularly during the holiday season when you're starting to really feel middle child syndrome. There's like 8 different buttons. You click a button, and you'll get to hear phrases, things that middle children never get to hear, but we'd love to hear, and it'll kind of pick you up a little bit. Things like, "Oh, you're our favorite child."
Oh, wait, she's playing it.
You don't have to share this with anyone.
There you go. When do you ever hear that?
Man, wouldn't that be nice for all of our food too?
Right? I should probably update this. I should probably have a Thanksgiving link there. I'll do that. But you got to have the app.
Bruce Hopman. We've got to run. He's the founder of the International Middle Child Union, and Bruce will talk to anyone who will listen about middle child issues. And you'll find tons of middle child content at the blog.
I will also speak to anyone who won't listen, but that's okay.
SmackDabblog.com. Find him on Facebook, on Twitter and Instagram, even on Threads.
I don't know why.
We're trying to stay with the times, so at least someone will see us.
It's there.
You find him there.
Why not?
You'll find him there at Mid-Kid Union and on the SmackDab channel on YouTube, which is cool. Listen, Bruce, we wanted to say happy Thanksgiving to you. We're grateful for you, and thank you so much for spending some time with us on this Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you and all your listeners.
It's 11:46, and Denny Smith is coming up with a very special Thanksgiving edition of Dollars and Cents. You don't want to miss that, right, Denny? It's a good one, and he's on YouTube. He's on YouTube right now streaming, too, so make sure you see him. He's got a good-looking shirt on. 93 WIBC.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of harm.
You've got a friend in Denny. Guys, guess what time it is?
What time is it, Kai?
It's dollars and cents time.
Dollars and
Time for
cents.
Denny Smith, dollars and cents. Take it away, Denny.
You guys always make me feel like $1,000,000. It's Thanksgiving time. And one of my pet peeves is when we were at Thanksgiving dinner is my sister, God bless her, would always pop up and say, let's go around the table and say what we're thankful for.
Hey, what's wrong with that?
Oh, you're the little sister that
Yeah?
does that. Well, it's okay. I mean, I want to be thankful, but it's more about gratitude. And Terry sent me this wonderful piece by Miranda Marquette, who is she's a nice financial writer, and she takes a different take on things. And she started talking about gratitude as opposed to thankfulness. And there really is a difference. In most years, Thanksgiving is a lot of people all together that sometimes aren't together for Christmas or any other holiday. And they come together and they start to talk about old times and what was fun. What Thanksgiving does do is it allows you to connect gratitude to your finances. And that's what I like the best. And when you look and you take the focus off of things you want to buy and things you think you need, when really you want to say, I've really got it pretty good here. Whether it's the house, whether it's the car, whether it's I made it to my 25th birthday. I know. You start focusing on things that are important. It's better emphasis on your true priorities when you can get this gratitude monster under control. A lot of times when people would come into my office, I was a financial planner for so many years, and I had to get them to understand that money is really a person. We talk about anthropomorphizing our pets. Terry, you have a pet. It's really not a pet. It's another human being that you are caring for. It's really a human being.
That's right.
We have to teach ourselves to look at money that same way, because if we anthropomorphize money, we're nice to it. We don't spend it real quickly. I mean, we keep it around.
That's
we
interesting.
try to nurture it. And here's the thing, Terry. If you anthropomorphize your money and you
I don't
treat
know
it
what that word means, but I think it means that we don't
treat it as a thing. We treat it as something, somebody, like a
living, breathing thing.
And here's why we want to do that, because if you're really nice to money, it has babies. It has interest, and it has compound interest. And then it comes back. Good. And if you teach yourself to, treat this as if it were something important like a human being, then it has grandbabies and great-grandbabies. And that's where wealth comes from. But back to this whole idea of gratitude, if you can look at your wealth as, I'm really, really pretty lucky, instead of the resentment side, which is, why does my brother have more money than I do? It really does change your perspective in such a wholesome, happy way. Now, it takes time to develop this sense of gratitude. And what I tried to teach people was that every day or maybe once a week, just sort of sit down. We call them calm periods or quiet periods, where we think and we're dealing with who knows what out in the ether. What we need to focus on is just saying, hey, we've got it pretty good. Kielynn, I heard you say once, I'm glad I don't think money's important to me. That is really a wholesome attitude. And do you know why? It's because you're satisfied. You have gratitude for what you have, and it doesn't mean you're not ambitious, and it doesn't mean that you don't want better things. It means that you're content. You've figured it out that resentment and jealousy and all this other stuff, it doesn't work in the long run.
It'll eat you up alive.
Oh my gosh, will it?
It will.
Yeah, welcome to radio.
Exactly.
They got that time slot. I didn't get that time slot. I know. Right. Well, the whole idea is that say thank you to others. That's a good start, because if you're grateful to other people, it will teach you to be grateful for your money and your position in life. I've gone out to eat with clients, and I've gone out to eat with people who are trying to schmooze me, and always watch how they treat the waitress or the waiter. And if they're butt heads to them, I don't want to do business with these people.
I mean,
and how many times have you been with somebody and they're just horses' asses when they deal with somebody who's trying to serve them a meal?
Right. I've ended a first date right then and there because of that same thing.
Did you really?
Heck yeah. I walked. I was like, okay, well, this isn't going to work. We might as well let's stop wasting our time.
Well, good for you.
It is, absolutely.
Gratitude for people who are serving us and people who are helping us is a good way to teach ourselves to be, pretty satisfied with what our life is. And it doesn't mean you can't still be ambitious. Set yourself some goals. Get out there and do it. You're going to need some money, or you're going to need some hard work to do that. But gratitude with your finances, That's a pretty healthy way to look at life. And anyway, I hope you both have a great Thanksgiving.
We hope you do too.
And if they go around the table and say, "Don't say what we were thankful for,"
Denny.
you remember Denny Paul's sister, because I was ready to strangle her about a half a dozen Thanksgiving. I don't want to do this, Sue.
Oh man, that's good.
Yeah,
Very good lesson.
It's gratitude.
I think that's an important part.
Well, thanks for sending me that article,
too. I like the way you worded it, and that is that you think of your money as your friend, as a human being, and
you'll treat it well,
and it will have babies.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, and don't if you spend it real quickly, it's like you're throwing the money out of your life. Hold on to it.
Thank you, Denny Paul Smith.
All right.
All right, we've got another hour to go. Thanks for joining us here. We're grateful for you here on 93 WIBC.
My sister's going to kill me.
Howdy, and welcome to hour number 2 of the first day of the WIBC Sunday Magazine show. It is November 24th. Busy downtown Indy this morning as we see that the tailgaters are out in plenty. A lot of Lions fans are downtown.
The cold isn't stopping them?
Nope. 48 degrees and sunshine right now.
They're pretty proud of themselves. They're like, they only had one loss.
The Lions?
So they're pretty arrogant.
I wasn't sure of their
status.
Actual status.
I think they're the number
one
team in America right now.
They host the Lions, the Colts, that is. The Colts host the Lions at Lucas Oil Stadium. This is for Denny.
Good morning.
This is our Colts. This is our team. We bleed blue.
Let's get in the spirit.
I really thought we were getting a different one.
Whether win or lose.
It was that growl.
Here personalized. Here we go.
Beat the Lions. Let's beat them down to the Lions' den. This is our team. Go Colts.
Wow.
That's our friend, the Seth DeFlo Erskine, and he a couple of weeks ago was granted the title of
Fan
Colts,
of the Year.
Fan of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Fan of the year, fan of the week,
Fan of the Year.
Fan of the Year.
They're sending him to the Super Bowl. And,
Really?
Yep. I mean, it's a pretty cool honor, and he deserves
I think we can
it.
send him for voice lessons. I'm sorry. Did I say that? I am so.
I love
that was
him.
mean.
The Colts cheer.
Oh, he's
Everybody wants to get in.
enthusiastic,
Oh, I mean, everybody's wanting to get in on the actual production of the song. The Colts cheerleaders have been by his side. I mean, Blue was a part of it.
Speaking of football, what do you guys think about all the football players doing the Trump dance in the end zone?
I don't know.
I think it's hilarious. First of all, Trump can't dance, and so these guys are mimicking
they're mocking
an
him.
old white man that can't dance.
They're mocking him.
But it is funny. It is
funny. You're absolutely right. It's funny.
I don't think they're mocking him. I think that they are sending a message, and I'm not sure what the message is.
That's it. I don't know what the message is,
Yeah.
but they're having fun doing it, I think, and nobody's told them not to. So, I'm sure this is going to fall under some sort of a rule. Want to mention a couple of things where we need help this week. And one of them is on Thanksgiving Day, a couple of opportunities. Wheeler Missions Drumstick Dash. That will celebrate 22 years on Thanksgiving Day in Broad Ripple, making sure that, what do they say? Move your feet to help others eat, I think is their slogan. I probably got that kind of wrong, but that's the gist of it. It's to help those that are hungry. Their goal is $100,000 this year, and they're close. They're right at $98,000. But aside from donating, event officials are please asking the community for volunteers. They still need more volunteers. So if you can help out, drumstick-org, and I'm sure that they will fit you in a place that's convenient for you and your schedule on busy
Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving
The nice
morning.
thing about that run is you can go guilt-free into gluttony.
You sure
You
can.
start off
You
at
really
7:30, and then all of
Right.
a sudden you can pig out.
And it is huge. It is a huge event. The other one is, and you know this one, the Moselle Sanders Foundation. They still need volunteers this Wednesday and also on Thanksgiving Day. And they've been preparing meals for families for over 50 years, feeding tens of thousands of those in need. They need help preparing the meals. They've got 10,000 to create and make, and satellite locations, a lot of them. So go to mosellesanders.org if you can spare some time, either Wednesday or Thursday.
And congratulations to a lot of the Radio 1 people. Jake Query won the cocktail contest with the Query Quencher.
Kielynn, listen to this. This is like, it was apple and caramel, and then I didn't hear anything
It was
after
Jack
that.
Daniels. It
That's all
was
you
sponsored
need.
by Jack.
That's all you need.
No, you got to put some hooch in there, too.
Make it seasonal. Anyone will buy it. Come on.
Yeah.
Anyway, congratulations to Jake. And then
He got the most donations
Is that
because
what
of
it
the
was?
deliciousness of his drink.
Rob
Yeah.
Kendall, I think, came in last. And
I think he did.
and he made it perfectly clear. The only reason he made the one he made with this little cherry little cordial on top is because it was the one he could read the directions on. He could do it with it. So God bless you, Rob. But, Anyway, congratulations, Jake. And if you didn't hear Jake's story yesterday about his heart attack when he was just under 50 years old, it was breathtaking.
This was on the Home and Garden Show.
That's right.
We were celebrating Movember with Franciscan Health.
And,
at
getting men out.
House. Goodman House.
Yeah, and getting people out, especially guys, look, go get checked out. try to be a hero. If you've got some issues, get to the doctor and let somebody check them out.
And the females in your life, whatever role that may be,
who ride you like a rented mule and say you don't take care of yourself.
He calls it nagging. I call it that you're just helping. You're that's your thing. You love them.
You're trying to take care
You're
of them.
trying to
You're
take care
looking
of
after
them.
them.
Yeah.
All right.
So stop yelling back at us.
Well, and I told
okay?
you why.
We just love you so much.
No,
we need to help out.
Men always saw it as a weakness. If you show weakness and you're in the herd, you're the first one the lions eat. So you're not going to admit that you're not well or you're hurting. So.
And Bo Rayleigh talks about this, and I think this is interesting too. Kielynn and I were off air and talking to Denny and about this particular topic of men don't have friends like women do.
No.
That you can talk to, that you can really tell stuff to. And listen,
women have several people that they'll talk about the dangest things.
Right.
Everything. If a man has one good friend in his life, he's a fortunate guy because they don't sit around and chew the fat like you ladies do.
I know, it is interesting. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, this is the season of gratitude, and coming up, we're gonna talk about teaching kids gratitude right after the break, right here on the first day. Glad you're here with us. 93 WIBC. Of gratitude, and I think you've heard, I hope you've heard, that research actually shows that practicing gratitude can even lead to improved physical health benefits. It's the truth. And I came across a really good column. It's titled Teaching Our Children to Be Grateful Givers. It was written by our guest. You can find that article at IYI.org. It was written by our guest, Tammy Silverman, who's the president and CEO of the Indiana Youth Institute, and I'm so glad to hear her voice. How are you, Tammy?
I'm terrific. Happy to be with you this morning.
Thank you for spending some time with us during this holiday season. And, you know, IYI's mission has always been to improve the lives of Indiana kids by advocating for and strengthening the people, organizations, and communities that are focused on kids and youth. I love this column at IYI.org, again, titled Teaching Our Children to Be Grateful Givers. And this seems like the perfect time to talk about it. So what do you mean by grateful givers?
Well, you know, we often talk about, we throw around that phrase that it's better to give than to receive. And do we always practice it? You know, the question is, and then also how might we practice that with our children, right? So how do we teach them to be those grateful givers and not just think about what they're putting on their Christmas list or what they're wanting, but think about their other folks in our communities and how can we engage with them?
And that starts at home, and it starts as young as, you kids will absorb, they're like sponges, even when they're not speaking, right? So they can absorb that immediately through the parents.
You're absolutely right that young children, even as little as 3, 4, 5, right, and you need to calibrate the activities, and we can talk about that. But even young children can participate in those giving back activities, and that in turn helps them develop feelings of empathy for others.
Go through the list as you did in the column. Explain how to do that. It's about time.
It is. And again, those don't, for the benefit to show up, it doesn't have to be complex activities. So even those small things like sorting food, collecting some food and going and donating it, sorting kids' outgrown clothing and helping them, taking them with you when you drop them off. Sometimes as busy adults, we think, gosh, I can just take care of that. But there really is a value in having your child help pack those things up or walking them into the donation site and having that brief conversation about why we're doing that and why it's important. And then as they get older, you might take them with you as you go and volunteer on site at a particular location. There are a lot of organizations across our state that are set up for family participation and volunteerism, and we highlight a few of those. And so really thinking about what makes sense, how might we weave this into this time of year when we're doing so many of those other fun, meaningful activities.
This is Tammy Silverman. She is with Indiana Youth Institute, IYI.org. She wrote an article or a column called Teaching Our Children to Be Grateful Givers, and I just loved this column. I think it's timeless. I think it's a timeless column that could be out each and every year, talking about how young you can start. And I think anybody that has done this has stood with a Salvation Army kettle, and you'll see from time to time that a parent will hand their child the coin, and you can see the child then maybe in the next year comes back and the next year comes back, and it becomes an automatic thing. They want to put the money in the kettle. But I think it's so interesting about the benefits, the better mental health, the better overall health. And there's research to back that up.
There is. And I love that example. And it's so relatable. When I was growing up, my parents did exactly that. When you hear that Salvation Army bell, you reach into your pocket, right? And even to this day, I did it with my own children. To this day, I carry around a couple of, dollars. I'm prepared, right? Like I'm prepared. One of the great things is that it's really important that our kids see us modeling that, whatever those things are, and then that can become part of their habits. And you're so right about those benefits. The Journal of American Medicine actually did some research into this, and they said that volunteerism, that contribution, whether it's through school, whether it's through a religious organization or a community group, does translate into better overall health and wellness for our kids and adolescents. And in particular, they're 34% more likely to be in good or excellent health. They're 66% more likely to be considered flourishing, which is a gauge of, it's how they gauge overall well-being. And they're also 35% less likely to engage in some of those risky behaviors, drugs, alcohol, those kinds of things. So, some of those small activities and those ongoing activities really translate into really significant benefits for our kids.
It's powerful when you hear those statistics and you hear about when it comes to drug use and alcohol use and how volunteering, how being engaged in community, how it really does send you on the right path. It sounds like it's amazing. Amazing.
It's amazing. And it's really hopeful. It's really hopeful because, again, sometimes we think, gosh, how are we going to tackle whatever big giant issues might be around us? And yet thinking back to what can we do within our own households, within our own communities, and taking some action on that. One, that's the benefits, as we've said, are well researched and the evidence is clear. It also, by doing some action, it gives kids a sense of calm and control that we can do something. That even a young child or a middle school or high school, whoever, can make a difference in their community. And that sense of action is also really, really beneficial.
Teaching our children to be grateful givers. Anything else you want our listeners to know?
Again, I would just say that, there's no one right way to do this. So it's really thinking about what might fit with your family and your community. If that does happen to be, for example, with the local food bank, that's awesome. And I'm sure they would welcome that support and that help and that engagement. If it happens to be with your church or your place of worship, that works too. It's not so much about finding one right way. It's about just doing it and just showing up. And even, knowing that a little bit counts and make sure you bring your kids along while you do it.
And I'll tell you what, and you wrote about this too in the column, and that is about doing something as a family and how beneficial that is and how that becomes a tradition, whether you do that a few times a year or whatever, you just keep coming back, and how important that community within your family community, how strong of a bond that can create.
Absolutely. And again, the rewards far exceed what the time. So we know that it translates. We've talked about better mental health, better health, academic performance, but it's also the benefits include increased confidence, improved collaboration skills, increased social networking skills. So thinking about it as something that you're investing time in, that yes, it helps your community, but wow, does it feel good? And does it benefit your kids as well?
That is awesome. We are so glad to have time with you today. I want to tell you the last sentence in her column. She finishes up by writing, during this period of thankfulness and beyond, we can all embody the spirit of Hoosier hospitality by teaching our children to take care of our neighbors, our communities, and our world. Tammy Silverman again with us. What do you do on Thanksgiving Day?
We get together with a whole bunch of family and eat way too much.
What's your favorite Thanksgiving food? What do you look forward to?
Oh gosh, it's hard to say one thing. I'd probably maybe offend a parent or the other if I say one thing.
Sweet potato casserole for me. We wish you and everyone over at the Indiana Youth Institute just the happiest of holidays and a wonderful Thanksgiving and a safe one too. Tammy Silverman, the president and CEO of Indiana Youth Institute, IYI.org, to see all that they do. They're there for you. When it comes to kids, there's nobody better in our state. Thank you so much for spending time with us.
And thank you. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you, too, and thanks again. It is 12:27. We've got some news for you coming up next on 93 WIBC.
Mortgage rates are down and creating more active buyers and sellers.
play for you a couple of the families that I was able to meet. It is Installation Day on Monument Circle as the Brotherhood of Electrical Workers are all volunteering their families and stringing the lights today. And it's miles and miles of lights and miles of garland. And I have somebody with me who's got a couple of friends. You are?
Anthony Durr.
And you told me this is your first year.
Yes, it's my first year. I've been with the IBEW for 4 years now, but this is the first year I wanted to bring my kids down here and just let them experience putting up the lights and just see everything that goes into it.
I think that's what I love the most is you see families that bring everybody, and everybody gets a job. Explain to us what the job is for you today.
Well, it's basically just installing the lights, making sure they go up right, make sure that all the light bulbs are perfectly lit and there's no bulbs out, and just making sure that everything looks good for when they light them on the circle of lights.
It's pretty interesting how they do it, right? I mean, there is a system.
Even before we come down there, they take, I think it's 3 or 4 days, and they have retirees that they come out and they actually inspect them and everything like that. But then through the course of us hanging them, sometimes a bulb will break, so then they got runners that'll come and bring us bulbs and stuff. So they've been doing it for so long that they have it down to a well-oiled science.
I was thinking the same thing. This is a well-oiled machine as you watch it. Everybody should come down because I think it's kind of a celebration. It is a celebration for all of you to put the lights up. It's an honor.
Yeah, it's a big honor. It's one of those things, like I was telling my daughter, it's one of those things she can look back when she has kids and be like, I did that with my dad.
Yeah.
And it sort of is a talking point so people can actually talk about the different color lights for the different colored service branches and stuff like that.
Explain that. Explain that each of the light color represents?
It represents a different branch of the military services. When we sign up for it, they actually send you out an email and they tell you all about it. But generally, being in the IBEW, you know about it because you hear about it all year long.
Yeah.
So
what is your job when you're not volunteering and doing lights?
So I work for Industrial Electric, and I'm working for Lily's.
Thank you for what you're doing today. Tell us who the kids are. Can we talk to them?
Yes, this is Whitley and my son Maxwell.
Hey, Whitley.
Hi.
What was today like?
It was amazing. Definitely a wonderful experience.
Yeah.
That I'll look back on a lot of times.
Have you been to the Circle of Lights celebration?
Yes.
Now this year, when you come, it's going to feel a little different, maybe. You think?
Yeah, I will.
I think that's cool. How old are you?
14.
Thank you for doing this today because you're volunteering. Uh-oh, Maxwell, you want to come talk? He's hiding behind a pillar. Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure, and thank you for having us.
You bet. Have a great day, guys. Have fun. It's Installation Day. The Brotherhood of Electrical Workers are out here volunteering their time as they do and have so many years. This is the first year I've seen this fella. And is this your first time actually doing it?
Yes.
And how old are you?
7.
Tell everybody what you're actually doing.
I'm helping put up the lights.
And what does it mean to you to get this opportunity?
It's very special.
Did you drive or did somebody bring you?
I drove. My dad brought me.
Oh, but you do drive. That's cool. Dad's an electrical worker?
Yes.
And do you know what he does for a living?
I think
He's an electrician?
Yeah, electrician.
Do you think maybe you'd like to be an electrician someday?
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool job, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But is money more important than having a cool job?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you've thought it through. Listen, you're doing a great job holding. You're next to the blue light. Do you know what the blue light means?
Not really.
I know it has a meaning. It's tied to the military. It's like Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, Coast Guard.
It might be the Navy, I think.
I think you're right. I'm glad I got to talk to you today. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
You're doing a great job. Are you coming for the celebration?
Yeah.
Have you been here before to the celebration of lights, the Circle of Lights?
Yeah.
So now you can say, I strung that light.
Yep, I did.
You did. It's pretty cool. Thank you. Okay, let's come over here. Are you Carter?
Yes, Carter Klein.
And how old are you?
7.
I've seen you here before. You have been a part of the installation before.
Yes, I have.
How many years for you now?
My 2nd year.
2nd year, so you feel like a veteran.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Is it any less special that this is the 2nd year?
Yeah, it kind of does, yeah.
Yeah. Tell everybody what you're doing.
I'm trying to help with the lights, to put the lights up there. And
You're in a line. You're like a machine. You're a cog in the machine. And you're holding up the garland and the lights as it continues to move up to be brought up to the top of the Soldiers and Sailors Monument. It's an extraordinary job that you have. It's very important that you're doing this. Do you think you're going to do this forever and ever?
Yeah, one day I want to be an electrician.
Who inspired you to be an electrician?
My dad.
Who's right behind you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he a good electrician, do you think?
He's good.
Can he fix stuff around the house?
Yeah, he can.
Like what?
Like a Nintendo or like a...
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, whatever. Hey, it's great to have you here. Thank you so much for doing what you're doing. You're volunteering. You know you don't get paid for this.
What?
You don't get paid for this.
I didn't hear.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We are looking forward to having everybody down here again, as hundreds of thousands of people, it feels like, fill Monument Circle for the Circle of Lights celebration. Everything kicks off here on Friday at 6 o'clock p.m. and again televised on WTHR. Brought to you by our friends at IBEW Local 481. And again, it's such a special event, but it's going to be cold. So make sure you bundle up. And we've got some weather moving into, and we'll keep an eye out on that for you. That forecast will change a million times. But in the meantime, Denny, a lot of people are going to be buying a Christmas tree that day after. Live one. Quick couple of tips for when you bring that tree home.
First of all, don't buy too big of a tree. Measure and see how much of a tree you can get. And
You laugh, but people do it all the time.
They do. And the last thing you want them to do before they put it in the net and put it on top of your car is ask for a butt cut. Now that sounds bad, but a butt cut. You want to cut off the very bottom of the main part of the trunk, because all pine trees have sap and they seal off the wound. That's part of what the sap is. So if you cut it off, then get it home and get it into water within about 30 or 45 minutes, it'll last a lot longer. And all those little stipules will pull up more water and keep the tree fresh.
And you don't put anything in that water.
No. Everybody says sugar.
Aspirin.
Some people aspirin. All that. That's nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
But at least you get to say butt cut to somebody you don't know.
So fun.
Yeah, that's right. You know?
Oh, Denny.
Okay.
Only our local plumber.
Yeah.
You can call on him for that.
Coming up, we've got food news, Denny. What do we got?
Oh, I tell you what, we've got the founder and owner of Pots and Pans
Heck
Pie
yeah.
Company.
We're going to talk some Thanksgiving pies.
Yep, coming up. That'll be next as we continue here on the first day. 93 WIBC.
Ah, the colors of fall.
Yes, sir, Denny. This is from Wicked. Oh, I love it.
Cynthia did so good. This is so well done. And the money talks, Denny. Let me tell you, the money talked. It set a record-setting $114 million for the box office opening weekend.
That's
What about
unbelievable.
Gladiator?
I don't know.
$55.5 million.
What I want to know is does the green makeup, does she absorb any of that? Does that make any issues?
You know, I've been curious about that too.
The
but I
behind the
feel
scenes, they had a behind the scenes show before about a week ago, and she sat in that chair for a long time to turn green.
Mm-hmm.
But everything about this film, from the set that was not a green screen, they use, oftentimes they'll use using green screen
They
for
fake
things.
it up.
They actually built Oz, the city of Oz,
All of
and
the sets.
all the sets. It's taken years, but what did you think? You saw the
It was
film.
phenomenal. And Ariana Grande was the one I was worried about the most. I love her voice. She sings obviously amazing, but her acting was great too.
She was good.
She did Glinda justice, and that was what I was worried about the most for
All right,
Kristen
so about
Chenoweth's
the-
legacy.
The flying scenes, did they look like they were flying?
Oh,
The
yeah,
monkeys?
they did
The
great.
monkeys and stuff?
The flying monkeys were wonderful. Cynthia flying through the air as Elphaba was well done. It was all really.
So you didn't
I
see any
was blown
cables
away.
in the lift kit? Okay.
No,
All
no,
right.
no. They didn't.
They cut that out of there.
No,
They were
they
cables
didn't
to be
spend this
seen.
much money for nothing.
Yeah.
I will say, I didn't realize that this was going to be a part 1. They have a part 2 coming out later.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So you're left on a whole cliffhanger, and I'm not going to try and spoil anything, but it's amazing.
So it's a good
you need to go
cliffhanger?
out and watch it.
Yeah, is it?
Is it a good cliffhanger?
It is,
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
And it's one you don't know about. This wasn't like we saw on Broadway, where there's start to finish.
Right.
So
yes.
this is start.
They got through half of it, and then bam, you don't get to know.
You don't know what's
you
the
don't
next
know.
Was
half.
it like Star Wars at the very end? He says, "Sister." You know, like when Luke finds out he's got a sister. Is that type of cliffhanger?
Oh, I don't want to spoil
Okay,
it,
then don't
Denny.
spoil
I'm
it.
not
Don't
gonna
spoil
say
it.
No,
anything.
she can't spoil it.
Let's
I
talk
will
about
say,
pie.
You do know.
Let's talk about pie.
You do know it ends, and you're gonna enjoy it. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Yep.
Just as much as you're gonna enjoy this pie. Let me tell you.
Let's go. It's time for everybody's favorite.
I can't believe she brought in all these pies. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I love them all.
Do you love them all?
I do. I don't
I'm a
even know which
sugar
one to
cream guy.
try, but I can't wait. Kylan, food news.
We have the owner and founder of Pots and Pans Pie Company, Clarissa Morley. Welcome, welcome.
She's streaming on YouTube, so you can see her beautiful face. You can see us right now on YouTube. Absolutely, you can see you. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Yeah, I'm doing well. I mean, it's the craziest time of the year for us, but yeah, I'm good.
How many pies a day?
Oh, a day. It's hard. It's hard to give you an accurate number on day, but for the week of Thanksgiving, we make 2,400.
Oh my
sweet
Lord!
pies.
How many ovens do you have?
We only have 4 ovens, but we bake 24 hours a day.
Oh my gosh!
It smells fantastic.
The week of Thanksgiving, and then we also do pot pies too. So those numbers, I can tell you what the sweet pies are, but we prep our pot pies 6 months, or 3 or 4 months in advance. We start the planning process about 6 months ago.
Wow.
And, we rent out trailers, freezer trailers, things like that to make sure we have enough pot
Look at
pies
you.
and things like that too.
I just thought you were
So-
old Mother Hubbard sitting there in front of her
Oh,
oven
yeah,
making
we've
1 or
got-
2 or 3
we-
pies.
yeah.
2,400 a week?
Yeah. We,
Kylan,
This
what's your...
obviously is a very busy time for you, but now you're shipping nationwide
yes,
on
we
top
are.
of
And
that.
on top of that, we're doing nationwide shipping. So, yeah, we've gotten our pies to every single state, and including Alaska and Hawaii. So,
Are these your recipes, or are these handed down recipes? This is your place. You've got one in Broad Ripple, and
Just
just the one in Broad Ripple.
yeah. So, not really handed down recipes. I baked a lot as a kid with my grandma and my mom, but, like taking a home baked recipe and mass producing it, putting it at scale is definitely a different story. So there's a lot that goes into our recipes over time, a lot of recipe testing and stuff. So at this point, when I started out, it was a lot of just, me coming up with recipes, but now it's a whole team of people.
Kylan?
How about going into your savory pots and your
pot pies.
Yeah, pot pies.
Yeah, we sell a lot of pot pies throughout the year, and We sell a lot during November as well, and December even more. So we've got all sorts of flavors. We have the classics like chicken and beef, and but we also have Thai chicken curry. We have a green chili pork. We have a biscuits and gravy that's really popular this time of year.
Denny.
I'm looking at this. I
That's my
totally
favorite.
underestimated this. I thought, again, old Mother Hubbard coming in here with her apron and stuff. This is serious business.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
The pot pie, I think, is one of the most wonderful inventions.
So how big is the pot pie? Give me a dimension on
Yeah,
this
there's
thing.
2 different sizes. So there's like 6-inch and a 9-inch. So the 6 is like for 1 to 2 people. It's a deep 6-inch.
Oh, my gosh.
And then the 9-inch is...
Kielynn, how did you find this woman? This is great.
Those pies are all over,
guess
and
so.
a great social media feed as well.
Yeah, we have a good social media manager that does all of that.
How
for
many,
us.
how many employees are we talking about?
We've got about 15 employees plus some like
Slaves.
Oh my gosh.
Their family.
24
I know.
We've got some like part-time like market people. So we
Okay.
have people that work the farmers markets and things like that.
You know, I like, we're coming up on Small Business Saturday, and we support local, and you shop local and everything. And I like that you've survived. How long have you been around?
Yeah, so this is our
Is it your
8th year.
Yeah, you went through COVID and everything,
Yep,
right?
Yep, we went through COVID, which was wild for sure.
But probably, what was it like during COVID when you were
It
selling
was busy.
pie?
It was crazy busy because what we do, people take home and eat. So we kind of skirt the line between like restaurant and retail. So because we didn't have that restaurant component that we needed to survive off of, our pot pie sales really expanded, and our sweet pies as well. So, I mean, it was like a very difficult time. But
Well, then you went through construction through Broadway, but where are you located?
we're located on 49th and College.
49th and College. So construction, I know, hurt a lot of businesses through there, and it continues to do so, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's growing like by leaps and bounds. What do you think about that as a retailer?
So, we've always been really supportive of the Red Line. It got started right when we were starting to open, so it was kind of one of those like challenges that kind of hit us on right away. So it was hard to measure. Oh, we're doing better or worse because we had just gotten started. Yeah. Some customers didn't like it, but everybody's really used to it now. We have some parking up front, which we're really thankful for. So, and I know a lot of businesses lost parking.
Mm-hmm. For your Thanksgiving plans, if you're working 24 hours trying to get these pies shipped out, do you take Thanksgiving and holidays off?
So now we do. We don't work. Me and my husband, we both run the business, and once we had kids, we started to take those actual holidays off, but we're open on Thanksgiving.
So let's help our
you're
listeners.
open on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, during the morning.
Okay.
All right, so assuming Terry and I are married,
No.
and Terry is a
Here we
terrible,
go with
she's
her
a terrible cook, a
We're
terrible
not
baker.
married.
I'm looking for these good homemade pies,
Yes.
and these pot pies sound wonderful. How do I get to them? I mean, can I order them ahead?
Yes.
What happens?
Yes. So we have online sales, so you can order them online ahead. You can call the shop as well, and then you can always walk in. We always make sure we have extra pies there towards the end of the week. So we're talking Wednesday, Thursday. There might be less.
Are they frozen, or how for a pot pie?
The
How do they
sweet
come?
pies are fresh. The
Okay.
pot pies are always frozen.
All right.
Yeah.
Starting
Wow.
tomorrow, you're only going to have whole pies available.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes. No
more
slices, no pastries.
You take home a whole pie for your Thanksgiving and
Wow.
holiday traditions.
Yeah.
Kai, what's your favorite pie?
Oh my gosh.
Do you like sweet
Oh.
potato pie, pecan pie, pumpkin pie?
I think apple pie would have to take I think it's apple
Yeah,
pie
I mean,
for
there's
me.
nothing wrong with an apple pie.
How many different pies do you have?
Oh, we rotate monthly, so that there's I can't even tell you how many we have. But we have apple and sugar year round, and we have this crazy
perfect.
apple
Sugar.
machine that
I love to hear
peels
it.
and slices apples. So
What's your favorite thing that you offer? What's your favorite pie?
It depends
or pot
on
pie?
the time of year, but right now, this time of year, is the sweet potato pie. It's very good.
Whoa.
It's
All
got-
right.
yeah.
Love to hear
Kylan,
it.
you're
Thank
holding
you,
out on
Clarissa
us. You
Morley.
didn't tell us how magnificent this is. She just says, I got a surprise for you.
I hope you guys enjoy it too.
Yeah.
And potsandpansindy.com to go to their website and check out everything. Clarissa Morley, owner and founder of Pots and
Really
Pans
happy
Pie
for
Company.
you. You know, your
thank you
success.
so much.
When we're at Sullivan Hardware and Garden doing the Home and Garden Show, or Sullivan Hardware doing the Home and Garden Show, people bring me, Denny, and I think you've seen
I've
it. They've
seen
seen
it.
me
Bronco brings you in a
bring me
pie.
slices of pie from your place, and the sugar cream. I'm a sugar cream nut.
And she's a very selfish
I've been
person.
a
She
judge.
never shares.
I've judged those contests, sugar cream pie contests, and I'm telling you, yours is really, truly one of the best on the planet.
Oh, good.
really,
I'm
really good.
glad.
I mean,
I'm
I don't know if
glad.
my taste buds are extra special or not, but I mean, what I love is what I love, and that's outstanding if you love a good sugar cream pie. Thank you, Clarissa.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving to you and your
Yeah,
family and
happy
your
Thanksgiving
staff.
to you, too.
Yep, absolutely. Find them on social media as well, as we mentioned. All right, we've got to run. Denny, thank you so much.
You
Grateful
betcha.
for you, my friend.
Always my best to Kai.
Kai.
And next weekend, let me tell you, the Giving Machine is back here in Central Indiana, and we're going to talk with them about it and so many other things as we get the holiday season started.
You know, graduation diplomas that might change a little bit. We're going to
Kylan,
talk
push
to
this pie over here.
Representative Bob
Push the
Boehning.
pie over this way.
to talk
I'm not
about
sharing.
to talk about that. And Trans-Siberian Orchestra. We'll visit with them next weekend too. Happy Thanksgiving, all of you. We're grateful for you. Truly, I mean it. News is next. 93 WIBC.